And when you say stay in your lane, is that like it's so mixed, right? Because you want to support 100%, and racing isn't fair, and life isn't fair.
Yeah.
And so when you mean like stay in your lane, is it mainly just massive support? And as you transition, she's transitioned into a bigger team, and like you said, there's a lot of people around her that are now the right people.
Yeah.
And is it that hard part of letting go a bit?
Yeah, it is, and it's also, it's kind of like, hey, she's got Corey and PJ's data to look at. She's got these engineers. She's got Richie as a team manager. She has me vouching for her when things are going good. If it's going to another team in Europe in 3 years or whatever it is, she's got Paulo Chabati in her lane. So all the circle of people are right there. So it's kind of like, hey, whenever there's discussions or anything, like, you come to me, and then I'll deal with the riders. And same thing even with having Richie on the team, being his uncle. It's like sometimes you don't, talking with family, it's not easy, because it can go good and it can go bad. So it's kind of like my position is, come to me, I'll talk with the riders, and trying to keep that all even, and I think it's been great this year.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's been good. I think it's been interesting watching Kayla, like, with the amount of pressure she puts on herself and stuff.
Lot.
How do you talk to somebody like that at that age? Because obviously, you know how kids are, because we're young ones. You don't want to hear shit, really. So.
Yeah, it's not always easy, for sure. But the thing is, she's got such a good head on her shoulders, where I think, if you talk to her the right way, she understands a lot, and maybe over analytical sometimes, but that's going to pay off for her later. It's just, like I told her, even with training, I'm like, we've got her kind of on a pretty good program this year, but I've told her, I'm like, it can be more, yes, but I said, you're 17. And I was like, with what you're doing and all the stuff, you don't need to be more, because you've got that youth in you, and you don't want to get burnt out. So like this winter, we're going to be doing a lot more stuff, and I said, you just got to, like I said, because if I gave her the same stuff she needs to do this winter, she would have done it last winter, and it's just too much, and she doesn't need everything yet. So just trying to, like, keep that ramp going up consistently. You don't want to get burnt out. And then there was one weekend too, like at Ohio, where there's a couple moments that happened that just flustered her, and that's fine. And Sunday morning, we went and sat down, and I said, listen, this is one of those times too where a rider, they've got to take responsibility too. And if they say the bike's set up for this and you're riding it like this and you're not getting everything out of it and it's not working, well, it's not working because you're not riding it where it's set up to be, the pace that it's set up to be at. So, like, let's reset, let's get back into it. Everything you're doing is so good. There's going to be these kind of moments, but every now and then you've got a rider's just got to go in and say, okay, I've got to reset and go back, to flatline and take off again. And she was able to do that. And it's just, there's, because there's emotions that build up for any racer, and it's easy to get sometimes upside down. And one of the most important things that House would tell me on bad days, even at GP, like on the grid, it's like, hey, you realize when you were 14, 12 years old, what you wanted to do for a living. You're here now, so go have fun. Because when you're having fun riding the bike, that's when you're fast. It doesn't matter what bike you're on, what class you're on, where you're at. If you're not having fun, shit's not going to work the same. Like, you're not pushing it the same. You're not having that feeling. So the main thing is having fun. So sometimes, like, when she's got a little bit too flustered, it's like, hey, calm down. Like, this weekend's not going to be either make it or break it, but you just got to reset the mechanism, just go back out and do the business.
Yeah.